Welcome back to video number 2. This is our palette cleanser. The royals are very busy, especially Sophie. There's a lot to cover, so let's just jump in and get there, shall we? Let's go. We're going to start with His Royal Highness, the Duke of Edinburgh. He is patron of the British Paralympic Association since 2003. And on the 3rd of October, he visited Lecky as part of a 2-day tour of Northern Ireland. We've already covered some of the tour. So while he was there, Edward received a tour of the manufacturing facilities there, and he also met with engineering, operations, marketing, and clinical teams behind their products. It was established, by the way, in 1983 to improve the quality of life of children with additional needs. So this looks like a great thing, and I'm glad Edward is involved. They help postural management to children with seating, walking, standing, that sort of thing. The company currently has 150 employees and won the Medical, Life Sciences, and Healthcare Award in the UK for 2024. Moving on. Next up, on October 4th, Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, visited Viking Arms. She opened the company's new warehouse facility, by the way, on October 1st, and she took part in a live firearms demonstration. One of the things she saw was a Glock being disassembled, and it's the same gun used by the British Armed Forces since 2013. Pretty cool. She, of course, toured the facility and she met with staff members to learn about their contributions to the UK defense industry. You're going to maybe laugh at me, but I wish they would have given her a gun and let her try to shoot. Sticking with Princess Anne, she attended the Short Breaks Wales Conference in Cardiff on October 2nd. This conference was held at Sophia Gardens Cricket Ground, Sophia Close in Cardiff. She is the president of Carers Trust, which she founded in 1991. Now let's move on to fabulous Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh. She is going to remind viewers to, quote, cherish their eyesight during a CB's bedtime story. So for World Sight Day on October 10th, Sophie is going to read a book called Specs for Rex, which follows the story of a little lion who doesn't want to wear his new glasses for school. For those of you who may not remember, in 2022, the Princess of Wales, Catherine, read The Owl Who Was Afraid of the Dark. We know that vision is Sophie's thing. I think she's going to do a great job, and I'll be looking out for this. And a thank you to Remoulade Sauce for showing us everything Sophie was wearing while she was taping that reading. Let's move on. Moving on, but still staying with Sophie, she welcomed home soldiers from the 5th Battalion, the Rifles, at a homecoming event in Bulford, Wiltshire, following their deployment to Estonia. This group was on a 6-month operational deployment to the Baltic state on Operation Cabret, I believe is how they say it. And they were there in support of NATO's enhanced forward presence as the lead battle group. They were working alongside Estonia, French, Canadian, Spanish, Finnish, Lithuanian forces. There was a lot there. This is the 3rd time that this group has deployed where UK armed forces have a leading role in NATO's, work. Since Sophie is the royal colonel, she oversaw the homecoming parade, or she presided over it. And then she went through and looked at the troops, and on one person, she actually pulled a spider off of his shirt. She's a braver woman than me. So in total, Sophie inspected the Guard of Honor. Then she gave a speech. Then she went around and chatted with members of the soldiers' families, and really sweet, to the children, she actually handed out mini medals. Yeah, mini medals to the kids. How lovely is that? I'm sure that was probably her idea. Now, I'm not trying to knock Anne off her pedestal, but what's being reported is that since Sophie has stepped up to fill in the gaps for King Charles and, of course, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, that she has firmly established herself as one of the hardest working members of the royal family. I think it'll be interesting at the end of the year. You know how they total everything up and they say who was the hardest working? I think it'll be very interesting to see where Sophie falls in that group. And I'm saying that because in September of last year, Sophie did 18 engagements, but in this year, she's already done 37. And she also became the first British royal to visit Ukraine this year since the start of the Russian invasion. We already know that she went to meet President Zelensky and his wife, and, you know, we're aware of all of that, so let's just not go through all that again. But the point is, she takes her roles very seriously, and she's doing, I think, an absolutely fabulous job. And in case you guys haven't noticed, and I'm sure you have, Sophie has a real affinity with children, just like Catherine has. Most people who have small children develop that with other children. Most, I said. Anyway, I love this group picture that was taken of Sophie with the troops. Look at that. She looks so good. I just love her. And as usual, a big thank you to Remoulade Sauce for showing us what she was wearing on this particular engagement. Let's move on, but we're still sticking with Sophie. Now we're moving forward to October 5th, and she had a visit with Girl Guides, where we've already covered that before, and this was part of her efforts to promote STEM. My son went to a STEM school. It's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And while she was there, she actually spoke to astronaut Sunita Williams, who was on the International Space Station. And this all took place while she was at a museum. You know, when you think about it, the International Space Station was 270 miles above the Earth. And this is one of the astronauts, I believe. This is her third trip. And she was supposed to stay for an 8-day mission in June. And they've been stuck up there ever since. They're working right now on getting them home. But they're saying that February next year is the earliest she can come home. Yeah, that would be it for me. Would never go back up there. She read out 10 questions that were given to her to read to this person on the space station. And then Sophie was presented with 3 commemorative badges from the girl guiding. So I love that. And I think she's been very busy this week for sure. And again, a big thank you to Remoulade Sauce for showing us everything Sophie was wearing. Now let's move on to Beatrice. Man, she's pregnant, but that doesn't mean she's dead. So she was at a Firehouse restaurant with her friends. It's a big celebrity favorite in London. And everybody's like, oh my God, she was out. She's pregnant. Not dead, okay? Now, they're also saying that the new baby will not get a title from King Charles, but that doesn't really matter because I do believe that the baby will get a title from the other side of the family, from the his side of the family. All right, you guys, you know what to do. Hit the like button and the subscribe button and the all notification bell, although you won't get any. Then go down into my description box where you'll find the links to my Twitter, my Gettr, my Rumble, my email, my Patreon, which is currently paused, my Amazon wishlist, and a physical address. For those of you who have donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.